Magandang araw sa ating lahat. Ito po si Nico Fabian. Once again, nandito na naman po sa programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Kumusta tayo po? Hope everything is running smoothly sa buhay natin. Especially ngayon po, today is May 26 and it's Tuesday. No? Tuesday po. And tuloy pa rin ang mga balita dyan po sa Pilipinas. Kaya nga nandito rin ako, ang Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico, to give you ang mga latest updates. Kanina, at 3 o'clock, umpisa na po ang session dyan po sa Senado. And I just want to inform you na okay. They started the session in order and smoothly po. Walang sabihin natin na kudeta. Kaya what happened yesterday, we were watching carefully po, no? Dahil sa mga notisya na mayroon daw po, no? Change of leadership from Senator or Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano. He will be replaced by Senator Sherwin Gatchalian. And hindi yung nangyari kahapon. And today, mayroon din mga haka-haka. This morning, I saw sa social media na mayroon din, although hindi marami, but they were saying, baka, ngayon ang araw, hindi kahapon. So, just to inform you, lahat ng mga kaibigan natin, mga kapatid natin dito sa Malaysia, particularly sa Sabah, mga overseas Filipino workers sa iba-ibang parte ng mundo, ang mga kaibigan, kapatid at kababayan natin dyan po mismo sa bansa natin, ang Pilipinas po, no? Walang kudeta. Everything runs smoothly ang opening ng May 26 Senate session today po. Although, mayroon special announcement na si Senator Lito Lapid, no? During the session or minutes after the Senate session was officially opened. And I'll give you that message or video clip ni Senator Lito Lapid in just a few seconds or a minute or two. But before I give you that video clip, I just want to inform you na ang topic natin ngayon po is tungkol. Tapos na po, no? Tapos na ang change of leadership, haka-haka istorya, left and right. Some they say, ano ito po, fake news, what happened yesterday tungkol sa video clip or so-called editorial or documentary presented by Senator Amy Marcos tungkol ang sitwasyon dyan po sa Senado. And of course, ang impeachment trial ni Inday Sara Duterte, confirm na po. Most likely, June 6, mag-umpisa na po ang full-blown trial procedure of Inday Sara Duterte. No? Impeachment trial procedure of Inday Sara Duterte. Tapos na po ang what happened May 13. And we are just waiting for the official findings ng mga investigation po tungkol what happened May 13. May 13. Yon may shooting dyan sa loob ng Senado. I hope it will not be repeated dahil po masamang ang image talaga po ng Senado because of what happened. So, masaya tayo po because tapos na itong mga hua-hua, change of leadership, and focus na sila ngayon po sa trabaho nila. Sa trabaho nila. So, let's see what will happen. But in the meantime po, let me share with you first ang video clip ni Senator Lito Lapid. Bira lang magsalita si Senator Lito Lapid po. Matagal na siya dyan po sa Senado, but very seldom, miraculous, if we will see si Senator Lito Lapid will come up to the podium and say something po. Bira ng bira. Pero kanina, tumayo siya and he spoke dyan po sa podium dahil what happened kahapon dyan po sa Senado. So let's watch edition ito po. Sandali,
Paliwanagan lang po
Hold on.
manifestation.
Okay,
Paliwanagan lang po
may manifestation si Senator.
Paliwanagan lang po manifestation.
Okay, we will try to. Alright. May manifestation si Senator Lito Lapid and let's watch edition ang manifestation ni Senator Lito Lapid tungkol what happened yesterday. Nandito po.
na ako'y lumipat na sa majority. Hindi po totoo yan. Nananatili po ako sa minority group. At hindi po ako alis dito. At yung po motion ni Senator Zubiri kahapon ay sinusuportahan ko po. Hindi ko lang po ako nakapagsalita kahapon. Kala ko may botohan. Ayun pala, wala naman. Hiling ko lang po dito sa Senado. Sana magkaisa tayo. Wasan ang bakayan. Ang dami-dami natin bisita pari. Pagkapakan po natin sila. Para maipagdasal. Na magkaisa na kami para maibalik ang dangal ng Senado. Maraming salamat po.
To comment, gusto ko lang magpasalamat kay Senator Lito Lapid na kahit na magkaiba na tayo ng partido, I think we are batchmates, so magkasama kami since 2004. So majority, minority, buwan-buwan nagpapadala pa rin siya sa akin ng Baja Blanca at Suman. Maraming salamat po.
Mahal kita.
The present minority leader, Senator Tito Sotto, sir.
Thank you, sir. I am not objecting. I would just like to make sure that the manifestation of Senator Lapid is manifested in the journal, because in the journal yesterday, it is manifested that he did not agree with the motion of Senator Zubiri. So we want that.
Yes, sir. Before we approve the journal should accurately reflect that Senator Tito Lapid agreed with every member of the minority. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
And in the end, we agreed as a body not to find a way forward. Yes. Senator.
Alright, yun po, narinig natin ang manifestation made by Senator Lito Lapid. Seldom, si Lito Lapid po will take the podium po, no? But nangyari ito kanina. Kanina. And may mga kunting jokes sila dyan po. Si Senator Pia Cayetano and si Senator Lito Lapid. But anyway, klaro-klaro, what he said is he is still part of the minority bloc, which is being led by former Senate President Tito Sotto. No? Tito Sotto. And he supported ang motion made by Senator Mick Zubiri yesterday po to scrap or to remove ang video clip presented by Senator Amy Marcos dyan po sa session kahapon sa Senado. So yun po, klaro-klaro po. So it's very clear, he's still a member of the minority bloc, and he will continue to play his role as an opposition senator dyan po sa Congress ng Senado po. Unless he will change his mind, no? Unless he will change his mind. But so far, wala talaga po. Yon ang decision, and we should respect ang decision ni Senator Lito Lapid. Alright, let's go to the topic. Mayroon tayo ngayon po, no? Tungkol sa tapos na mga impeachment issues, huwa-huwa, tapos na ang change of leadership, and mga other issues pa po tungkol kay Senator Bato de la Rosa. Ngayon po, ang issue na naman po, which a lot of people, if I'm not mistaken, including kami mga Filipinos dito, we are also talking about, ito na po, if a lot of people were saying, or they allege, they claim, that if you go against the government, ang abot mo dyan po is kaso. Kaso po. Na narinig na natin po left and right, out of the 13 majority members, majority block members, out of the 13, 8 narinig natin na will be facing cases, court cases po. Court cases. So, ganito na ba ang trending or ang trend ngayon sa Senado ngayon po, or ang gobyerno natin, or what, or hindi, kayo nang bahala. You make your own assessment, you make your own opinion. Nandito lang ako po to give you ang mga updates, or mayroon tayo mga developments dyan po sa Pilipinas. Let me read you a news article coming from Philstar. Philstar po today po, sa online. Ang heading ng news article is Ombudsman to file plunder, malversation reps versus Jinggoy Estrada over flood control mess. Ito na po. This is not something new. It is, we heard this previously. Pero ngayon po, ito ang announcement ng Ombudsman. The Office of the Ombudsman is set to file plunder and malversation charges against Senator Jinggoy Estrada. In a press briefing today po, Tuesday, May 26, Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Remulla said the charges against the lawmaker will be filed at the Sandigan Bayan today. Will be filed Sandigan Bayan today. He said that he is set to sign the case information against Estrada later today. He said this during a press conference this morning. Remulla added that the case is related to a multi-million peso flood control project which is allegedly anomalous. Once filed, Remulla said, will be the third lawmaker charged in relation to the flood control scandal, followed by former Senator Bong Revilla and former lawmaker Saldico. It would be recalled that Estrada was once imprisoned after being charged with plunder over the pork barrel scam. Estrada is the second senator to be acquitted in the pork barrel scam following the acquittal of Revilla in July 2021. However, the Sandigan Bayan found him guilty in 2024 of one count of bribery and 2 counts in indirect bribery for allegedly pocketing 183 million pesos in kickbacks from ghost projects masterminded by Janet Lim Napoles. So yun po, Yon po ang latest updates mayroon tayo tungkol kay Jinggoy. Hindi lang yun po, Hindi lang yun po. We were made to understand during the press briefing of Ombudsman Crispin Remulla. Sabi niya po, mayroon din na preparing, finalizing cases against Senator Joel Villanueva, against other senators po, including ang former Speaker ng House, si Congressman or Representative Martin Romualdez and others. Po. Narinig na natin yun po. And let's see po if totoo yan po. But there is only one thing also we should not forget. It doesn't mean po na may nag-file ng cases against these politicians natin po. It doesn't mean na guilty na sila or they will be convicted. It will take a long process pa po. It will take a long process. Ano ba ito? Drama lang ba ito to show to the public that the Ombudsman is doing something, the government is doing something? In fact, we heard how many times already po since last year ang mga promesa. And now, hanggang ngayon, promesa pa rin, and they are saying na we will be filing na. Today, they will file plunder case against Senator Jinggoy Estrada and upcoming mga iba-ibang senators. Mga iba-ibang senators po. Lahat ito, mga plunder cases, malversation po, if you notice, lahat ito po, lahat sa sa mga majority block members spearheaded by Alan Peter Cayetano. Kayo na bahala po. I'm not trying to insinuate anything, but I'm just telling you what is happening dyan po sa Senado ngayon. Sa Senado ngayon. Now, let me share with you po itong video clip. Video clip ni Ombudsman Crispin Remulla po. Nandito po. Let's watch and listen to this video clip. Ang announcement made by the Ombudsman Crispin Remulla during the press briefing or press conference today po, this morning. Let's watch and listen to this.
At pinirmahan ko maya-maya yung information against Senator Jinggoy
filed with Sandigan Bayan as soon as possible time. Hopefully, Thursday. We will file it first thing in the morning by Thursday. Plunder and other related offenses. Kaya na medyo natagal ng konti, nung binasa namin yung DOJ resolution, paano kami nakitang kailangan ng corrections. Kaya ayaw namin mag-file information na hindi pulito. Pinulito lang namin, kaya inabot pa ng higit sa linggo na pinag-aaralan at pinaayos yung mga dapat ayusin para mas malinaw yung kasong ilalahad natin sa Sandigan Bayan. Pinatapos rin at talagang madaling panahon, makafile na rin namin yung kay Senator Joel Villanueva. Yan ang isang hilig na rin. Ngunit kinakailangan kasi pulituhin ang gusto yung pagkakalahat ng impormasyon at ebidensya na kasama nito. Baka dalawang linggo pa. Painit na painit yan. Marami pa kaming hinahanda ng mga kaso at ilanatag namin yan ng sunod-sunod. Pero yung dalawa muna ngayon. Tapos meron pa kaming ibang mga siyempre, pinapasurin natin yung sa Congress, sa House. Kung ganun din ang attitude ng Committee on Appropriations, baka naman baka maniwala na siya pag finala na namin yung ibang mga congressman.
Sir, isegue ko na sa sinabi ni Senator Marcoleta na parang iniisa-isa yung mga majority senators. Now you have Jinggoy and then si Senator Joel, and then some others. Yesterday he said...
I do not want to get into the political mix of it kasi ito napakalinaw naman yung kaso niya. Napakalinaw. Lahat pa rin kasi dito galing niya sa kanya. Sinasabi niya sa Comelec, sa mga kanyang pag-amin. Hindi naman ito invento eh. Pati kayo, yung mga footages niya, napanood niyo lahat yan sa Net 25 at sa iba't iba pa mga istasyon kung saan sinasabi niya nga na ginastos niya pa kayong pera. Ginastos niya. Di ba? Inangkin niya, ginastos niya at tila walang pag-aalinlangan sa kanyang gawain. Pero ito, papasok talaga sa batas. Papasok siya.
Ombudsman Mal Gonzales po, DCRH. Kung si Senator Jinggoy Estrada ay masasampan na by Thursday and after 2 weeks kay Senator Joel Villanueva naman, how about isa rin ho dun sa inabangan ng publiko ay yung pagsasampa rin ng kaso kay dating Speaker Martin Romualdez? Any update on that?
Nandiyan na yan. Meron na kaming dalawa pang kasong hinahanda tungkol dyan. Meron kaming isa pang money laundering case mabigat. At of course, yung the grandest case of them all, itong pinakamabigat na kaso dyan, the conspiracy to defraud the treasury. Yun talaga yan, sa pamamagitan ng budget. Hindi madali ilatag yan. So we're being very careful about every premise that we make. Kasi first time ito gagawin sa kasaysayan ng Pilipinas na magkakaroon tayo ng ganitong klaseng kaso. In relation to this, actually, yung hard stance ng House sa Romualdez cases yan. Kasi inaano namin, pinapasapira namin yung record sa small committee at the Committee on Appropriations at ayaw nila ibigay. Yan ang sinasabi ko. Kaya, hindi madali. Sinasabi ko nga sa inyo, hindi madali yung aming gawain dito. Pero hindi namin inaatasan yan kahit sino pa. Wala kami atasan.
Alright, yun po, narinig natin ulit ang promises, pledges, declaration, statements made by Ombudsman Crispin Remulla po regarding filing of cases against ang mga politicians allegedly involved in plunder, malversation, and other illegal activities po. No? So let's see po kung what will happen, but I just want to remind you na it doesn't mean po no, na guilty na itong mga tao na po. And it will take time. No? Hindi, you file already, and then they will immediately be found guilty. It will take time. 1 year, 2 years po, no? And let's see po. Is it ano lang ito po? Another drama or what? Kayo na bahala. Kayo na bahala to think. At anyway, there's one thing good na at least they are doing something. They are doing something. Whether they are serious or not is another thing. Kayo na bahala po. I'm not trying to insinuate something, but I'm just giving you ang updates regarding sa developments dyan po sa Pilipinas, especially dyan po sa political landscape natin sa Pilipinas. And mayroon din tayo mga sabihin natin footages dito po, and I will share with you po itong some footages, especially what transpired yesterday dyan po sa Senado. Dyan po sa Senado during the session, wherein yesterday a lot of people, including me, I was closely monitoring because akala natin po there will be fireworks as mentioned or forecast by Senator Ping Lacson po last week. But walang nangyari. There's no leadership change, and tuloy na conduct ang Senate session yesterday as scheduled po, as scheduled. So let's watch and listen itong video clip na mayroon tayo dito. I don't know kung
Sa July 6 na magsisimula ang
okay, mayroon tayo dito ang video clip ni Alan Peter Cayetano yesterday. Let's watch and listen to this po. Okay.
Yung mga importante sa ating bayan. Pero ito pong Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, ang pinag-uusapan po yung 13-11. Pinag-uusapan fireworks. Pinag-uusapan papalitan. I'm at your service and I am at your disposal. Show me 13 hands or 13 signatures. I will even administer your oath if you want to. Ano po ang nasabi po last week? Bumaksak daw po ang Senado. And alam niyo po, kasundo ko si Senator Win. I wasn't joking. I was making him smile, but I would vote for him. Pero sabi niya kanina, ibalik ang dignidad ng Senado. Okay, I'll take it with good faith. Ang problema, Senator Win, yan ang narrative ng minority na simula nung Mayo 11, bumaksak. Dapat yung iisang bangka. That is a reminder to all of us that despite the many political issues, iisang bangka tayo. So the problems of our economy, inflation, palitan ng peso sa dollar, health, education ay napaka-importanting mauna. Yung iisang bangka. That's inside our premises. Have I heard anyone say that the dignity of the Senate is at stake here because the NBI ay nanggulpe sa loob ng ating premises, ayaw sumunod sa order ng Senate President at tinatakot pa ang ibang usaa at isasakay sa kotse at dadalhin sa NBI. Isa lang po sa minority ang narinig ko po. Si Mick Subiri, former Senate President. Did you ever hear me say anything about that? No. Because we're all waiting for the independent investigation. Do you have the video para kitang...
Alright, yun po, a portion of the privilege speech made by Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano yesterday. Mayroon pa tayo dito po, isa pang video clip that I want to share with you. Nandito po.
Senator Ping,
Okay, let's watch and listen to this video clip of Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano.
allow and correct me, Senator Ping, kung mali. Sabi niyo yung biruan ngayon, mas mabango pa yung House kaso sa Senate, at usually kasi mas taas ang Senate. I will take exception to that. Why? Because the Pulse Asia, if I'm not mistaken, in December 2019, when I was Speaker and Senator Soto was Senate President, the Senate was 66% and the House was 66%. When I was Speaker, pareho lang po ang trust rating, ang performance rating ng House at saka ng Senado. Bumaksak po ang Senado nung nagsimula po yung flood control. Dahil po, ilan ang binanggit sa minority. Pero ilang beses po sinasabi ng minority, bakit ganon? Kapag ka minority, may insertion daw. Pagka majority, amendment. Una, napakaraming ghost, tapos konti na lang. Tapos si Senator Jinggoy, ganito daw in-insert, tapos nung sinupina ng ombudsman, ang LBRO, yung pong may hawak ng dokumento, wala naman pala. I won't go into that because I do respect the hard work that every single senator, may it be Senator Marcoleta, may it be Senator Erwin Tulfo, or our chairman, Senator Lacson. I respect the work. I disagree on many things, but I do not criticize it. Did I say bumaksak dahil sa'yo? Wala po. Kasi hawak natin ang bid eh. Sasabihin nyo po, yes, but 24 tayo, yes. Pero kung 11 sa atin ang sinasabi, ang problema ay si Cayetano, palitan yan. At 13 naman tayo na nagsasabing con as yan, at impeachment yan, etc. yan, edi 24 na tayo na yun ang pinapakinggan ng tao. Hindi inflation, hindi yung ekonomiya, hindi yung teenage pregnancy, hindi yung tumataas na bilang ng mga may AIDS, hindi yung problema sa PhilHealth, hindi po nakawalan ng flu vaccine ng ating DOH. Napakarami pong issue. Mr. President, bakit po ba na yung linggo ng May 11 ay naging napaka-masalimuot para sa atin? At yun po ay naging bullseye para sa marami. First of all, hindi po nanggaling sa bagong majority na kapag ka nag-take over itong majority na to, ay i-dismiss po ang impeachment. I-delay ang impeachment. Magiging partial ang impeachment. Kailan po niyo ako narinig na sinabi ko yung dating majority o minority ngayon, pagka kayo ang majority, siguradong may impeach, siguradong guilty si Vice President Sara? Wala po. Kasi nire-respeto ko politika nyo. Pero once na mag-oath kayo, naniniwala ko, impartial na kayo. Mahirap maniwala. Mahirap sa mga statements nyo tungkol sa Vice President. Mahirap maniwala na kayo'y magiging impartial. Di ko nilalahat. Ilan lang po sa inyo. Sabi ni Senator Big.
Alright, ayun, narinig natin a portion of the privilege speech made by Senator Alan Peter Cayetano. Grabe, no? Mahirap maniwala na ang minority bloc will be impartial sa impeachment trial ni Inday Sara Duterte. No? Let's see po what will happen. Yon ang latest updates na mayroon tayo po. And yung video clip ay just shown to you po. Galing ito po sa Senado kahapon. So, mayroon din tayo dito po, no? Tungkol sa impeachment. May report tayo dito po tungkol sa impeachment of Inday Sara Duterte. As what I said earlier, most likely, no? It will jumpstart ang full-blown impeachment trial procedure ni Inday Sara Duterte will be on June 6. June 6 po. That's the latest na narinig natin. So let's watch and listen to this report.
Sa July 6 na magsisimula ang impeachment.
Hold on.
Sa July 6 na magsisimula ang impeachment
Okay,
hearing ni
sandali.
Vice President. Sa July 6 na magsisimula ang
Okay. Nandito po ang report from Manila.
Sa July 6 na magsisimula ang impeachment hearing ni Vice President Sara Duterte at ayon sa konstitusyon ang Senado ang uupo bilang korte na titinig sa mga alegasyon ng irregularidad sa Vice Presidente pero hindi tulad sa regular courts na abogado ang depensa at prosekusyon at hukom. Sa Senado, mga politiko ang mag-iimbestiga. Kaya para sa political analyst si Professor Malutikia, mahalaga na dapat abogado ang Senate President at tatayong presiding officer sa Senate Impeachment Court.
Sa impeachment court, ang presiding officer kailangan mag-decide. Napakahalaga dyan yung jurisprudence. Ano ba yung jurisprudence? Ito yung mga kaso na pwede mong unan ng yaman sa pag-rule na basihan para sabihin, oh, that is out of order, that is a wrong interpretation, we should probably consider it this way.
Binalikan naman ni Professor Dikia ang kasaysayan ng Senado bilang impeachment court at kung gaano kahalaga ang jurisprudence sa usaping impeachment. Bagay na tanging mga abogado lamang ang makagagawa base na rin sa kanilang legal training.
Nakita natin sa kasaysayan ng impeachment sa ating bansa, si Senate President Nene Pimentel, abogado yun, si Senate President JPE Enrile, abogado yun. Nakita mo yung yaman ng literature nila to make a ruling. Yun ang kinukol ng presiding officer, that you are able to break the impasse, to intervene when necessary, and to rule. Ang ruling mo is based on jurisprudence.
Abogado ang kasalukuyang Senate President na si Alan Peter Cayetano. Sa Cayetano Majority, 4 silang abogado na senador. Kabilang sina Senators Pia Cayetano, Chis Escudero at Rodante Marcoleta. Habang sa kampo nila ex-Senate President Tito Soto, si Senator Kiko Pangilinan lamang ang attorney.
Si Senate President Soto, plano niya siya, magkakaroon ng impeachment manager na si Senator Kiko Pangilinan. Sa tingin ko yun ay admittance on his part na he really needs assistance. And how will you be able to rule kung yun ay manggagaling sa iba? So lahat subject, lalo na dito sa contentious na impeachment kayong Vice President, yung ruling napakahalaga. Hindi pwede yung medyo pataglit-tagilid o medyo patawa-tawa. Hindi, napakaseryosong bagay ito. Kasi Vice Presidente yung ini-impeach.
Tutol naman si Professor Dikia sa mungkahi na ang Chief Justice na lamang ng Supreme Court ang gawing presiding officer ng impeachment court. Dahil ang Senate President raw ang tinagda ng konstitusyon na maging presiding officer o Chief Judge sa usapin ng impeachment.
Kailangan yung institusyon someone who can make a decisive ruling na hindi mag-aaway-away yung mga colleagues nila dun sa impeachment court. Kasi kung magkaroon ng internal struggle sa mga posisyon, ang ultimate arbiter, ang Senate President, hindi siya pumuboto dahil buboto lamang siya kung may tie. Pero napakahalaga ng kanyang mga rulings.
Para sa Diyos, saan sa Pilipinas kung mahal, MJ Monja, SMNI News.
Alright, yan po ang opinion ni Professor Malu Tikia. Totoo naman niya po, I totally agree. I think with what is happening ngayon po dyan sa Senado, na ang leadership is a lawyer, no? Ang Senate President natin po, no, is a lawyer, then we can expect from him na may decisive decision po kung sakali may mga problema during the hearing, during the trial po. Because he is a lawyer. It's better to have a lawyer than to have a non-lawyer po, no? During the trial procedure, no? During a trial procedure. So that's good. Para sa akin, I totally agree. And I think we are safe that si Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano is a lawyer, not only an ordinary lawyer, but a well-respected lawyer and well-versed, no? When it comes to mga policies, no, ng korte, because he is a respectable lawyer po. And ang dami na niya alam po tungkol sa mga polisiya ng konstitusyon natin po, no? Remember, he became a foreign secretary, no, during the time of former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. And he has been a seasoned politician po, both dyan po sa lower house at saka dyan po sa Senado. And I think safe na safe tayo po itong impeachment trial ni Inday Sara Duterte. Sana lahat sila po will be impartial when making their final decision tungkol sa impeachment of Inday Sara Duterte. Either she will be convicted or she will be acquitted. Based on what? Two things po. Because impeachment trial Hindi lang ito po they will be ang Senate judges will not only base their decision sa ebidensya, but it is also political maneuvering, no? Ibig sabihin, kung sino may number, then sila manalo po, no? And to convict kasi sabi natin na Inday Sara Duterte, now dapat the 24 senators must get a total of 60 votes. If you look at the 13 senators ngayon po, sobrang-sobra na po, no? Sobrang-sobra na not to convict si Inday Sara Duterte or to acquit si Inday Sara Duterte. But we don't want to jump into conclusion kasi let's see mga ebidensya po. But if you look at the political side, sino inclined doon sa kay Inday Sara Duterte when it comes to politics? So itong 13 po is more on supporting si Inday Sara Duterte. So that is really what is happening dyan po sa Senado. Let's see po sa June 6 po. Hopefully it will start, and I'll make sure po that I will monitor ang situation talaga po so that malaman ninyo po na paano ang what is happening dyan po sa trial. So wag natin kalimutan po to stay tuned sa Nick Talk, the Real Talk with Nico, because this is a daily program natin po. And of course, as what I said earlier, the purpose of my doing daily programming, blogging po, a program is firstly, for our Filipinos community dito po sa Malaysia, particularly di Sabah, they will have a vehicle to get the information, especially mga updates dyan po sa Pilipinas, be it peace and order, be it sabihin natin political, and of course ang economic situation po. And at the same time, you will be able to, itong mga relatives natin nasa Pilipinas, may mga relatives sila dito sa Malaysia, particularly sa Sabah, dito po sa programa natin, Nick Talk, the Real Talk with Nico, I will also be from time to time, depende ang kung may mga notisya po, I will give you ang mga updates regarding news affecting or involved ang mga Filipino communities dito sa Sabah. And of course, hindi lang para sa mga Filipinos dito sa Malaysia or Sabah, but this program is also dedicated to all the overseas Filipino workers at mga iba-iba pang mga Filipinos nasa labas ng nasyon natin or sa bansa natin, which we call our beloved Philippines. And of course, the other thing is that this program is dedicated sa lahat mga kaibigan, kababayan, at kapatid natin dyan mismo po sa Pilipinas. So yun po, huwag natin kalimutan. And kung pwede lang, if I'm not asking too much, don't forget to like, share, and kung pwede, subscribe ang programa natin, Nick Talk, the Real Talk with Nico, of which you can find me dyan po sa Facebook, dyan po sa YouTube, and of course, TikTok. So with this, si Nico once again would like to say thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Hidup Malaysia, Sababole, mabuhay ang Pilipinas, and peace on earth. God bless you, and I'll see you in my next episode. Bye, and I love you all.